It certainly was.
Still, my heart's still like racing from it.
Mine too.
Alright, let me make sure the stream is up. Okay, stream is up. Let me post the link. Live streams. Okay. Posted the link. Let me just put a reminder thing in the Premiere chat. Alright, so looks like Jer is the first one to get out there on a hot lap.
I'm on board with Calcis right now.
Yep, he's about to start a hot lap, it looks like.
Yeah. And you know, a lot of people make comments all the time, this isn't NASCAR, this isn't bumper cars. But when you come to Monaco, it's a whole nother ball game.
It's a whole nother ball game. So I think you can expect, not because people are just banging into each other, there's just not a whole lot of room while everyone's jockeying for position. So I expect we're going to see a lot of wheel banging. I expect that we're going to see a lot of no-holds-barred fights. The good thing is that a lot of these passing opportunities end up in like the really slow corners. And I think in the really slow corners, you can fight pretty hard because generally you're not going to go off as if it's like a flat-out 7th gear corner. So I expect to see some good fights. Jer is flying, but he tapped the wall, so it looks like he's lost a part of that wing. So what does he do? Does he stay out? Looks like he is going to stay out to complete that lap. Behind him, oh yeah, get a time on the board. Might as well. 109, still like 2 seconds or a second, at least a second faster than me.
Ooh, and it looks like Calcis gets a little squirrely.
Tone crossing the line with a 109.574. So nice first run from Tone. Let's see who else.
We're definitely going to see some low 109s, possibly a 108 here today.
Yeah, possibly. Will crossing the line, 111. I think that's Calcis now. No, it's Axis. Crossing the line. He puts in a 110.2 in that Ferrari. Looking good. FLR crossing line, 110.373. It really is, T-Widow. It really is. This is Adri with a 109.154. And Vapor, we missed it, but Vapor passed Asin.
109.
Yeah, Vapor passed Asin 109.026 on his first attempt. So you can expect to see that guy into the 108s. And Cody, not sure what happened. Let's go on board with Cody.
Well, I'm on board with Cali Rob, and I do believe it's said that that's who he made contact with.
Yeah, but I think Cody hit him, so I'm not sure what's happened here. But now Cody has a 5-place grid penalty, and there's nothing that we can do about that here in terms of the admin team.
Especially on a track where position is everything.
Absolutely.
That's going to hurt.
That's going to hurt him tremendously.
You know, we're on board with Cali Rob right now on his hot lap.
Let's go on board with Cali Rob. So he puts in the fastest Sector 1.
Yes,
now he's got a car ahead. Is that car ahead?
Traffic.
He's on the car ahead is on an out lap, so expect the car ahead to get out of the way after this right-hander here. Oh, and Cali Rob gets a little loose. So heads up to bulldogging. Yeah, heads up driving from bulldogging, seeing the guy on the fast lap, staying out of the way. Well done. So I wonder what he's going to be able to do here, since he compromised himself a bit.
He's still looking incredibly fast.
I mean, it's... Oh, and he invalidates. He cut a little bit too much on that chicane. That's okay.
definitely a thing with this track is, yes, it is tight. And you have to be perfect on your laps. Make sure that you don't cut any corners.
Yeah, it's tough. The places where you can't, most of it is walls, right? So you can't really cut.
Turn 1.
Very tricky.
Yeah.
Very, very tricky. I think the tricky part of turn 1 is it's almost like the optimum speed is somewhere between 3rd and 4th. If you take it in 3rd, it's like it feels a little too slow. And Calgary gets the fastest sector 1 again. But that turn 1, you take it in 3rd, it feels a little too slow. You take it in 4th, maybe you're going a touch too fast. So it's like whoever can get in between there and nail that corner to get the drive on up the hill, they're going to be getting those fastest sector 1 times. And let's see what he can do in sector 2 and 3. As FaZe Bass puts in a 109.7. Decent through that chicane. Let's see if he can keep it together. Fastest sector 2. A little too conservative on the chicane. Didn't use as much of the track as he could have. I think at this point he just wants to have a banker lap in.
Possibly.
So he's giving it everything on the run down to the line. Where's he going to put him?
111.5.
111.5. So he left a lot of time on the table. And those tires, I mean, he used up most of the grip probably on that first lap. So he'll be going much faster with a new set of tires. Let's go on board with somebody else. It looks like Vapor Shadow just started his hot lap. Let's see what this guy can do. So this is formerly Military Shadow. Changed his name to Vapor Shadow. Looks like Vapor, Assassin, and Shadow on their racing team. And
Vapor's about to start his hot lap as well.
And it looks like Axis has invalidated. Someone had gone off. Cali Rob ended up going off in at the end of sector 1, unfortunately, unless he was letting people through. Looks like there's a
puts in a 108.6. It's finally we see somebody cross the 108s.
It's great to see Tone doing well.
This could be his track today if he can maintain that P1 position. You know that it's quite difficult to pass on this track, so he could maintain that.
So Tone. So what has happened? So much happening at the moment. I think, who is this? Calcis is going to cross the line. Where does this put him? He must be starting a hot lap. And he invalidates his lap already. That's unfortunate. Vapor Shadow's on the run down to the line.
Yep.
He puts in a 119. This must be his hot lap, actually. Axis is going to cross the line. He puts in a 109.4. Good enough for 4th place. If you're tuning in, thank you for tuning in. This is the Premier Tier. Premier Tier Monaco Grand Prix. Round 7. I'm joined by T. Widow. Say hello to everybody, T. Widow.
Hello, everybody.
Literally. So Matthias, I think it's Matthias in the chat saying FaZe Bass is the GOAT. We're definitely going to be looking for FaZe Bass. He's always dangerous in the race. Nick Fry saying there are too many Vapors in this league. I agree with you. We have 2 in this tier alone, then 1 in tier 2. So what else is happening at the moment? I think FLR is on the run down to the line, but he invalidated, so he's going to have to do another run, another lap.
Jair, Assassin knocks the wing. Jair pulling in a 109.025, just
the hair ahead.
Yeah. Oh, and Dace gets in the way of Assassin, and they make contact.
Oh, boy. So you hate to see that. Missed that completely here.
Assassin was out on his hot lap, and looks like Dace was not quite sure where he was at. Tough break. So let's talk tire strategies while we're waiting on more hot laps.
Yeah, what do you think about tire strategies?
Well, I certainly I certainly agreed with you in our race, whereas the soft to medium is probably the optimal tire strategy for, overall completion time. But like you said, if there's a safety car before the first 15 laps, it might be optimal to come in for the hard tires.
Yeah, sorry, I was doing a little bit of admin work here. Yeah, so soft to medium, if you can make it to about lap 12 or so, lap 11, lap 12, you can do the rest of the race on mediums. That should be about a 27, 28 lap stint. Now the thing is, what happens if there's an early safety car? If there's an early safety car, I expect to see probably everybody in the field take advantage of that and jump onto the hard tires. Another thing is, those hard tires, you're going to be... You're just hanging on for the ride because, man, those tires don't have a whole lot of grip, and especially when they start to wear. But again, track position is everything.
That's right. That's exactly what I was going to say. Regardless of the tire choice here, if you have that track position, it means way more than what tires you have on the car.
Yep, and Adri going back into the pits after only doing an outlap, so I'm not sure what's happening there. Let's go on board with Phase Bass invalidates. He goes into the pits. Who is that? Bulldoggin. Let's go look at Bulldoggin. He's at a 1:11.4 at the moment.
Did you say Phase Bass? I'm watching him now. He's
Bulldoggin. Bulldegan. He puts in a 1:10.2, so great lap from him. He's a newer reserve with us, so always exciting to see new guys getting up in the mix. And Tone is still, I don't know if he improved. Oh, he just started his hot lap, I believe.
Okay. On board with Phase Bass right now as he's coming up to the line. Putting in a...
Yeah, let's jump to Phase Bass real quick. 109.3.
109.3.
Yeah,
Not
so that puts
bad.
him up into 5th. Great jobs. Bai Sheng is starting a lap. Let's see what he can do. He's incredibly quick. It appears that he got impeded by one of the Red Bulls. At least that's what we're getting reports of from the pit lane. So we're going to have to see if that's going to be reviewed after the race. But for now, it looks like he's got some clear air, so we'll see what he can do. Yeah. We still got time in the session.
Let's see how Bai Sheng is able to... What time he's able to put it in also, too, if he can get through this traffic, because he will be coming up on phase.
Yeah, and now we have Kalsa starting the hot lap. It looks like... Who is that? Jer is crossing the line. I don't think he improved, though, unless he's starting a hot lap. He must be starting a hot lap. Let's go down to... I think it's Cali Rob. Currently at a 1:11.5. He does go wide a little bit there. Is he going to be able to improve here? He's currently sitting in 14th. He does not improve. He does have time to jump back into the pits for better tires.
And
Cody.
Weissschenk across the line.
Yeah, let's go to Weissschenk real quick.
And he puts in
missed
a
it.
108.8.
Missed it. Let's go on board with him really quick, though. That's a great lap from Weissschenk.
Yes, absolutely. Enough for P2.
Will starting a hot lap in the Red Bull. Jer has decided that enough is enough, it seems.
Certainly looks that way. Looks like Calcis is going to be doing another hot lap, possibly?
Probably. I think some of these guys are some of these that like to do the 2 hot laps per run.
Yeah. Well, you certainly have the time for it here.
You have the time for it, and the wear is not too bad. So yeah, it doesn't affect you too much. So we have FLR starting the hot lap. But who do we have behind him? Looks like it was some kind of Ferrari or Alfa Romeo. Then we have Shadow starting the hot lap as another Haas jumps into the pits. And who do we have behind him? It looks like there is a Racing Point who jumps into the pits. I think that was Weissschenk. Now, it looks like some kind of car has been caught up in an incident in the Novell chicane, unless he was just letting the faster car through.
I believe that's what's going on.
Yeah, the Shadow, it looks like he's saying that he got blocked, so he had to do 3 runs on the same tire. That's unfortunate, Shadow. It's so tricky here to try to not impede others. Even when you're laser focused on trying not to impede, the cars can come out of nowhere. So very unfortunate. Let's see what Vapor Shadow can do, because now he's on a new set of tires. Matthias wants me to watch Phase Boss. I can assure you we will watch Phase Boss at some point during the qualifying session again. Currently with Vapor Shadow, let's see what he can do as he reaches the end of Sector 2, start of Sector 3. Going very fast indeed. Touching the wall. I don't think that's invalidated him though. So where will this put Shadow? And he does improve, but it's not enough to improve the position, so he's still currently down in 12th. Let's go.
And he might go for another lap here.
I think so, but it's going to be tough because he's got another car ahead of him. Adri is getting out there, starting
to. Vapor, Shadow, and Tone make contact.
So Cali Bob on an outlap. Let's go on board with FaZe. Matthias, dreams are coming true for Matthias right now. We're on board with his buddy FaZe, and he invalidates his lap. Passassin puts in a 108.441. Great lap for Passassin. Unbelievable. So
and, we will see Tone cross the line before the end of quali.
All the guys who are in the end of Sector 1 at the moment, if they hustle, they can get another lap in, another timed lap. Let's go now to Steinmine. He invalidated, but it won't matter. He'll be able to cross the line in time to have another run. Who do we have behind him? We have Bulldoggin, who will, the same. He will be able to put in another lap. So it's been a very tough qualifying so far. Tone just crossing the line. It looks like Adri is going to cross the line. He improves with the same time as Vice Shang, the racing points. And it's so hard to track these cars. Cali Rob crossing the line. He's currently in 16th at the moment. Vice Shang invalidates his lap as it starts. FaZe Bass. No, he's invalidated again, so that's going to be it for FaZe Bass, unfortunately. Dace is out. So who's still on a hot lap? I think Steinmine. Steinmine as well. He's finishing his hot lap. What can he do here? He's currently sitting in 8th, gets a little loose on the exit. And he improves by just shy of 2/10, but that puts him up to 7th. Tone does not improve. Well, I'm board with Cali Rob. I'm board with Cali Rob. Currently in 16th. And he does improve by 1.3 seconds. Incredible. He's up to 10th. That's exactly what he needed. On board with Calcis now in the Ferrari. He's the next across the line.
Does not improve.
Does not improve. Unfortunate. He'll be starting in 13th. Let's see, who else is out there still doing a run?
Steinmine?
No, he finished. I think it's just Dace, but now he's in the pits. That's going to be it. That's going to be it.
So, what do we got going on? There we go.
Yeah, it was just, they was waiting for the time to finish up.
Gotcha.
So Passassin, debut race, and he's on pole. Man. That was crazy. Could barely even keep up with that.
Well, that's a Monaco in a nutshell for you.
The premier tier showing their pace. Unfortunately, they're showing their pace in the form of reading up. The wrong kind of pace, guys. Getting the premier tier drivers to follow instructions very, very, very difficult.
We like to call that premature men.
Yeah, premature, action there. But that's the thing. You ask these guys to slow down, and they can't. But that's why they're premier. I mean, look at their times in qualifying. We had guys into the 108s. Let's talk about this Vapor Pass Assassin. So it seems like this is same racing team as Mr. Shadow, formerly Military Shadow, Vapor Shadow. And pole, first race, immediately. But behind him, we got Tone. Tone has had a tough string of races.
As well as that, we got Weishank in P3 and Adrian P4.
Yeah, so
all of which we would have expected.
Yeah, the racing points on the second row. But don't forget the third row, because just behind we've got Jer. Probably not as far up as he'd like, but look for him to get feisty in the race and try to move up some positions. Behind him, and then we have FaZe Bass, though. Matthias is the president of the FaZe Bass fan club. If you would like to join, get in touch with Matthias. But his boy, FaZe Bass, is going to be on the third row. Behind him, we got Steinmine in 7th, Axis in 8th, FLR in 9th, Cali Rob in 10th, Dace in 11th, Bulldoggin in 12th, Calcis in 13th, Vapor Shadow 14th, will be Mr. Will Butler in 15th, and Cody Lewis, unfortunately, with a 5-place grid penalty from qualifying. So I think he was up at 11th, starts from 16th. Let's get down to the track, though. The race is about to begin.
2, 3, 4,
here we go, round 7,
lights.
Monaco Grand Prix. And they're off.
Out.
Who gets a better jump? Weishank gets a great jump.
Oh, Steinmine! Oh, no, that's a
Yeah,
glitch.
no, Steinmine he's making a move.
Well done getting through turn 1 with no incidents.
Yeah. But, man, the guys are jockeying for position. So well done to these guys. The premier showing the skill, the lightning quick decision making that's necessary. And it looks like there is, a Red Bull made a move on the Ferrari. So I think that is
It looked like there was a little bit of an incident between one of the Red Bulls, or one of the racing points of Adrian.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened. Safety car.
Well, we do have a yellow. Yeah,
Safety car.
We do have a yellow flag.
So who was that? I think it was Will and
Bulldogging?
I'm not sure. Will made a move on Calcis, but I didn't look like anything too crazy, really. Maybe there was a slight touch. Let's see if they have any damage. Okay, so Bulldogging does have damage. So expect this.
It looks like Calcis is missing the left end plate.
Okay, so there must have been some kind of pretty drastic contact there. So look for Calcis and Bulldogging to jump into the pits here.
Go for hard tires?
I mean, at this point, you don't have another choice, I don't think. So, yep, everyone jumping in. Shadow, Will, Calcis, Bulldogging, Cody.
It does look like we have the front runner staying out.
They're going to opt for the track position. Here's the thing. The guys in the front, it does seem to have the pace to build up a pretty big gap to the cars behind. So they're probably betting on, okay, if the pit stop is 20 seconds long, I can get a 20-second gap going to the backpack and still come out ahead of him. As Axis picks up a time penalty.
Severe collision with Dace.
So Dace may be tapping him in the back. Not sure what's going on there then. But it looks like a self-inflicted penalty unless Axis is the only one that's picked it up. And now he's the one that's compromised, even if it wasn't his fault. So definitely expect Axis to be filing some kind of incident report there, because now he's been compromised.
Well, somebody called down to ESPN because we need a replay of what happened.
We do need a replay. To be honest, it seems like we missed most of it. It looks like the backpack, that pit is coming around. Sector 1 and 2, they still need to catch up. I don't expect that the safety car will come in this lap.
I don't believe so. It'll probably come in next lap. Calcis picking up a 3-second
time penalty for track limits under the safety car. Pretty sloppy, unfortunately for him. So it looks like we're going to do another lap. Let's see who's moved up the most positions here. So Passassin on pole. Got a good enough jump to stay ahead, so he's still in first. Baisheng up one spot. Tone did not get a great start. He got jumped by Baisheng at the start. Jer up a position, so well done to Jer. Adri losing one. Steinmein up one. Phaseblass down one. FLR up one. Axis down one. Dace up one. Rob down one. Shadow up two. Calcis in the same spot. Cody Lewis up two. Will in the same spot. Bulldogging down four. Biggest winners.
Not a whole lot of movement here, but
yeah,
a little bit of small victories and losses between them.
I think that's a good start so far for Shadow. I think it's a good start for Cody. Cody, considering that he had that 5-place grid penalty that put him at the back of the grid. So it's not over, and with these safety cars, it can bring you right back into the game, especially if you can take advantage with the tire strategy. So we'll see. It's definitely not over yet.
So I'm still learning all the traditions of, F1 racing. Is it just a tradition here at Monaco for safety cars to come out lap one?
I believe so. I think that's actually, it might even be coded into the game. Yeah, we had a safety car lap one. That was crazy. Yep. But yeah, the people on the hard tires that opted for the hard tires during this during the safety car, they'll be able to go to the end. I went on to the hard tires lap one, and my rears were at close to 70%, so it's definitely doable. You can take them all the way to the end. So let's see, safety car
is gonna come down the.
Yeah, and now they are back to green flag racing as they get through turn one, and the guys are all neck and neck.
Yes, they are all over each other.
So this is going to be crazy because it's going to be non-stop attack for another 35, 36 laps. So buckle up, it's about to get good. Looks like Vapor locking up there. Wow, and they're so close.
It's so hard not to make contact, especially through this roundabout.
Well, here's the thing. You got the guy in front of you who's going slow for the hairpin, so you have to get off the power. But then you have the guy behind you right on your tail, and you know you don't want to get past just because the car ahead, but you don't want to hit the guy ahead. It's so tricky.
That's right.
It's so tricky.
Is.
So who's the closest battle on track at the moment? It looks like it's Tone behind Bai Sheng. So really happy to see Tone up in the podium position. Yeah, unfortunate for Steinmeier. Oh, and Tone taps the wall there.
Oh, I see that.
And he looks like he's okay.
Any wing damage.
It might be very minor. He's still got all of his end plate. Now you can see here he wants that position back from Jarrett, but he's got to be careful. He's got to.
Oh, they're gonna go side by side.
Yeah. I think Jarrett could have given him a little bit more space there, but I also think Tone could have been a lot more patient there. That was very much forcing a move.
Such a hard feeling to overcome of wanting to gain that position back.
100%. But now, I'm sure that'll be up for review from the stewards. So whatever you gain could be lost anyway. But again, hindsight's always going to be 20/20. I'm sure he'll know that now.
It looks like he's missing his end plate.
So he's compromised.
He'll have to come in.
Yeah, he's compromised. He's going to have to come in for the hard tire. Now, for him, the race is not over because he hasn't pit yet anyway.
Right.
He just won't be able to go to the medium tire.
Right. So this is the situation. You should probably come in for the hard tire.
Will's out.
Pick up the ground.
Will's out. So that's another DNF. Dave's picking up a penalty. Tone decides to stay out, so he's going to try to stretch these tires for another 6 laps or so, and VSC. So Tone's probably thinking, why did I not jump into the pits? That would have been perfect for him.
Well, I don't believe he has any kind of damage.
I think he ended up...
Maybe.
No, he ended up getting that wing damage.
Yeah, he does have an end plate missing.
Yeah,
it is crucial here at Monaco to have that downforce optimal.
Yeah, you're gonna be toast out of the corners if you're not able to put the power down with the lack of downforce.
So maybe he should. I don't know. I honestly think he should have probably come in. It'd be in the VSC.
And Bull DGN getting a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC, pushing those deltas too hard. It's so tricky.
Yes.
So
and it looks like Adrian's going down the inside.
Oh, and he's trying to make a move. Has not worked out, but can he still do it? No.
Does not look like it, but he does have the advantage of his
full wing. Yeah. Now he only has it for as long as he keeps it, so he's got to be careful. Tone is going to be losing time. Yeah, and he realizes he's losing time, and he goes in. He says, you know what? Probably better that I just go for the hard tires now.
Yeah, definitely allow somebody to catch up to Vapor
and slow them down.
Fight the battle at the end.
Yeah. Let them slow each other down, get in there, get in the clear air, and just do consistent laps. So what's the closest? Go ahead.
At this point, you're just basically letting Assassin walk away with it and
Right.
have a Sunday drive.
Right.
It looks like maybe FaZe. It's really between Stein, FaZe, FLR.
What is? The battles?
Closest battle,
yeah. I'm on board with FaZe.
Looks like Axis is trying to go around the outside through the roundabout. He's right over the back.
He's right on his tail. Yep, he's right on his tail. Axis, one of the fastest guys in the Premier Tier, just flying at the moment. I'm actually going to pull up some sector times and see who is doing what.
All right. Axis with a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, and he's going wide. And now he's got Dace all over the back of him. Dace right behind him.
That's right. That's right.
Does he make the move? He's not quite close enough. It's so tricky to pass here, even with the DRS.
A lot of ERS.
Yeah.
And Dace sitting at almost 80% ERS. He's biding his time.
So the last laps from the guys, Vapor Passassin putting in a 1:13.089. Vice Shang last lap putting in a 1:13.6. So at the moment, advantage to Passassin. Now, who's got the better pace as it stands between Axis and Dace? Axis in 7th. He just put in a 1:15.8. Dace behind him put in a 1:15.5. So Axis starting to feel the effects of the worn tires. Oh, and Axis. No. Axis hit the.
He clipped the corner?
Yeah, he clipped the corner.
Oh.
That was not Dace. Dace was minding his own business, just behind. But he'll take advantage of that. So that releases Dace because Dace was going faster.
Yes.
Now, let's go on board with FaZe. FaZe finds himself 6/10, 5/10. Great exit there. 4/10 behind Steinmine. Let's check out their lap times. This last lap, FaZe Bass put in a 1:14.4. Steinmine put in a 1:15.1. So FaZe Bass, advantage FaZe Bass here. He's got better pace as it stands. You can see Steinmine starting to struggle a little bit with the traction. But where can FaZe get past? There's no opening here.
Well, there's a couple of corners that you can make an attempt, and a lot of them have to do with going around the outside. But to make a pass on this track, you have to trust the guy you're passing to not shove you into a wall.
Right.
But one good passing spot, I believe, is the second to last corner. If you go around the outside, you can make an attempt.
You can.
It is tough.
You can. That's the last cast. Yeah, you can, but it's very, very tricky. FaZe Bass now starting to feel the effects of the tire wear as well. Still the closest battle on track, and Steinmine goes in.
Steinmine goes into the pit.
So he goes in on lap 9 as the field starts lap 10. So what does he do? I think he's going to go on to the medium tire.
Yes, I believe so.
And yeah, he's on
the undercut.
Yeah, he's going for the medium tire. Well, he's protecting himself from the undercut from FaZe.
Absolutely. Now it looks like Calcis is 3/10 behind Cody Lewis.
Yep, he says you're welcome to T Widow for. He said he let you pass him on the main straight.
Absolutely, yes he did. I certainly appreciate that. Daddy was trying to make up some time.
A lot of time. So Dace now just behind FLR. What can Dace do? He finds himself in 6th. He's in a great spot, the first of the medium runners. So it makes you wonder how long is Dace going to go, because these mediums can go on the default strategy about 27 laps. So this is Dace just getting the wheel, getting up to speed. It really is unbelievable how quickly he's been able to get up to speed with this thing. And Vapor Pass Acid.
Session.
What is going on? Let me actually see if I can send him an invite.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you send him one?
Into the race.
He might not be on your friends list, but just search Vapor_Pass Acid.
How do I send him a game?
Press start and go to invite friends. And then you just go into this little search magnifying glass.
Okay, I got it.
Vapor_Pass Acid, and that's Pass Acid with double S both times. So how does this change the race? And it should show as the guy with like mutual friends. Let's go on board with Jer. Jer now finding himself behind FaZe. Jer in recovery mode now. So it depends, Yuppie, who's where, but last lap from Adri was a 1:14.7. Last lap from Vapor was a 1:14.1. Now Vapor Pass Acid into the pits. Adri.
Yes, I sent him an invite, so he should be back in.
Okay, thank you. Vapor into the pits. Adri looks like is also into the pits. Looks like they're going for the medium tire now. Jer tagging the wall a little bit, and Jer picking up a time penalty.
If somebody'd be so kind to tell Vapor Pass Acid, I'll be looking for that check in the mail.
Yes. Check in the mail. Take cash, credit, check, COD.
Yeah. Tell Yuppie his will be coming through later.
Yeah. Yep, T Widow says to send him the cash app.
And it looks like a ton of people are still passing Vapor. I don't believe he's back into the car.
He's not. I can see him posting on the Premier chat, but I'm not sure why. He's got an invite. And it's saying he wouldn't let him take control. Do you mind sending him one more?
Yes.
So then that will give the advantage then to Vice Sheng, I believe. Let's go on board with Vice Sheng, because he's only, what, a few tenths behind Cody. But what does Cody do here? Does Cody put up a fight, or does he let him pass? They're not on the same strategy. And if Vice Sheng doesn't get let through, is he patient enough to try to make the move without risking the damage? We're going to see. Just behind them, we've got Adri. Oh, and Vice Sheng is just there. Wow, the margins are so small here for the decision making. He taps Cody a little bit. Doesn't look like he picks up any damage. And Vice Sheng getting a better exit. Oh, and Cody giving him a little bit of a squeeze to the wall there. Alright, thank you. Vice Sheng picking up a time penalty there, cutting the chicane, as does Cody Lewis.
Houses as well.
Steinmine as well, another one. I think that's 6 seconds for Steinmine.
Let's pull up the time penalties at the moment, see what we got going on with that.
Yeah, let's see. So we have the top 4 runners: Days, Cali Rob, Cody, Vice, 3 seconds, Calcis, 9 seconds, Adri and Vapor, Shadow, so far penalty free, so great job from them. Vice Sheng is going to try to make a move, but there's no space here. Vapor Shadow picking up a time penalty, so much for that one.
He is all over the backside of Cody Lewis.
He is. We're on board with him because he's
basically pushing him.
He really is. He's giving him the bump draft. He tries to make
down the inside.
A little bit of contact. He gives him the room. Can he do it around the outside here?
This is a tricky turn.
Oh, he tags a little bit of the wall. Wow.
He's got to get the job done.
Incredible driving from both of these guys. That was really no holds barred. Bare knuckle fighting, but they gave each other just enough space. Just like we said before the race, expect to see some wheel banging, a lot, especially in these slow corners, and credit to Vice Sheng, he got the job done.
Speaking of credit, let's throw a little bit Cali Rob's way. What a way to make up some position. Now he is on the inferior tire
but he's going to be going to the end.
Exactly. Vice Sheng is all over the backside of Cali Rob.
Yeah, so Vice Sheng is fast. He's a smart racer. He knows Cali Rob is on the inferior tire. Look for him to try to make a move, but there's not really an opening as it stands. Nope. Oh, and he touches Cali Rob in the rear. I don't think he picked up any wing damage. And Steinmine is going to make a move, it looks like, on Jer. But he's not quite there. Jer on the inferior tire, but he also will be going to the end. If Steinmine wants to make forward progress, he needs to get past Jer.
Yes, also, too, Adri all over the backside of Cody Lewis.
Switch back there. Can he make it happen? No, not quite.
A little bit of bump contact.
Yeah, not quite there. Vice tagged Rob a little bit as well.
Tricky spot. He will have to cut the corner.
Nope,
make a move.
Side by side. Cali Rob lives to fight another day. Really nice defending.
Good driving.
Yeah, and Cali Rob may be on the inferior tire, but remember, there's no more pit stops until the end, really, for these runners. So they're battling for a position.
Yeah, not only that, but tough track to pass at.
Yeah, you're not just going to give the position, even if it is a different strategy as it stands at the moment.
The best option for Vice at the moment is to get a better exit.
Oh, and Vice Sheng and Rob both into the wall, and Vice Sheng is out. Vice Sheng out.
What happened?
Well, before turn 1, the wall comes into the track a little bit, so the guys were both side by side. Weisheng will, I'm sure, will argue that Cali Rob didn't leave him space. Cali Rob will argue that he left him space. Wow.
And Cali Rob with a broken wing, so that's going to jeopardize his race. He should come in for the medium tire set with also a wing replacement under this safety car. Oh, it's a VSC. He will have to pit, though. Cali Rob just dropping back. And he's getting just bullied through the corners at the moment. Oh, and FaZe runs into the side of Cali Rob.
Let's go on board with FaZe.
Does he have wing damage? Yes, his end plate is gone.
Yep. FaZe into the pits.
With what looked like a sure thing for Cali Rob, other than Weisheng trying to battle him, he was in a good spot, and now his race is just falling apart in his hands. Let's see what he could do to make up for it.
Yeah.
So right now it looks like Adri is going to be coming up on Cody Lewis. Cody Lewis with 11 seconds with the penalties, so it'll be interesting to see Adri probably thinking, I need to get around Cody Lewis so he can hold up the rest of the pack.
Yeah, so let's see who's in the best spot as it stands now. I would say advantage to Adri. Adri is on the medium tire. Now, with that being said, I believe Cody is as well, but Cody hasn't pit yet. So
yes, also too, he has 11 seconds. So in theory, Adri is in provisional P1.
yeah, so advantage here to Adri. And then we have Steinmine just behind Jer. Jer now finds himself in a position in the podium spots after the very, very tough moments early in the race. And let's see. Now Jared does have 3 seconds of penalties.
Oh, Adri gets around Cody.
Missed it, but nice job from Adri.
And Cody Lewis broke his end plate on the wall.
So Cody's now pushing too hard. Expect him to come into the pits this lap.
So it looks like we've got Jer Stein and Vapor Passassin all over each other.
Yeah, let's go on board with Passassin. So very tough for Passassin because he was in the lead and then he got disconnected. He is back in the race, but at a tremendous cost for him because now from being first ahead of Adri, now he finds himself in 5th place behind cars that are battling, and even Cody that looks like is going to have to pit again. So how much time is this costing Vapor Passassin? How much time did it cost him already?
A good bit, but it's not unlikely that he could still end up with a P2 podium.
He could still catch Adri if everything plays correctly for him from here on out.
Well, Vapor Assassin and Adri both on medium tires and both on the same lap of those medium tires. So it will come down to the better driver.
Cody goes into the pits. So that releases Adri. Now, can Vapor get past these guys? There's no opening there with Steinmine. Steinmine leaves him room. They're side by side.
Yes, going around.
Will he go
outside.
around the outside? Unbelievable driving from both of these guys. And it looks like Vapor's through.
Gets the job done. So now he's going to be battling with Jair.
Yeah, incredible driving from these guys. And it looks like there's a DNF in the Nobel chicane, so will there be another safety car? It doesn't look like it.
Just some incredible heads-up driving by Steinmine, throwing a little credit his way.
Yeah.
Knowing that this guy's much, much faster. If I want him to be able to pull me along, I need to get behind him.
Well, that's where the racecraft comes in. Not only is Steinmine incredibly quick, but I think he's a very intelligent racer. So he's stuck behind Jer, right? Okay, so if you're stuck behind Jer, why not let Vapor through and let Vapor fight it out with Jer, and in the midst of their chaos, maybe you can get by both of them.
Absolutely.
So Steinmine still in a good spot. he can take advantage of those guys battling if he stays with them. Not only that, but they're going so much faster right this second that he's in their slipstream and getting away from the cars behind him.
And they're going side by side.
Can he do it? Can he do it again?
He did last time.
He tags the wall though. Does he lose the wing? He doesn't lose the wing.
No, but it's getting really close.
It's getting real dicey. He has to pull out. The track narrows there.
Smart move.
Really good racecraft for both of these guys.
Way to live to fight another day.
Yeah, we're at just about half race distance, so no need to rush the move. You're going to have plenty of chances to do it again.
Absolutely, but if Assassin wants to start making up some ground on Adrian, he's going to have to make a move somewhere on Jer and get around him, maybe in the straightaway.
So let's go on board with Jer. Jer using up, you can see he sees he's reading the situation 100% correct. He sees the guys behind him battling. He's using up a lot of ERS to try to build that gap. So Adrian doing a great job so far.
And he's going to get set up for a nice exit.
He's got a pretty good exit, but Vapor Pass S is going to have to make a move fairly soon. These medium tires are not going to have the same advantage.
Oh, and he's going to get the inside line this time.
No, but it's just not quite there. I think he ran out of ERS for a split second. Kaus is picking up a time penalty.
You can just tell the difference in tires.
Yeah, but Jared doing a really great job on those hard tires. If he can hold Vapor back another little bit of a touch, if he can hold Vapor back another 10 laps or so, then the hards and the mediums will equalize a bit.
Yes.
But can he hold them back for another 10 laps or so? Let's go see what else is happening on track at the moment.
We've got a good run.
Oh, he is.
Yes, he is.
Not quite there. So Jared's still ahead. Vapor, Shadow picking up a time penalty. This is a crazy battle for second that's happening at the moment.
Yes, absolutely.
And expect to see this continue to happen for the rest of the race. So there's Steinmeier just behind. Letting them fight it out chaotically.
Again, he's going to get a great exit. He's going to go around the outside. He's going the long way around. Oh, and he gets...
He tags the wall. He tags the wall. There goes. They're just trying to see who can get an advantage, but advantage Jared. And now Vapor Pass Assassin. He did lose an end plate.
Oh, that's going to hurt.
So now Steinmeier finds himself behind, and Shadow retires from the session. So he's out.
Safety car. This might be a benefit for Vapor. Does he need to come in?
There's no safety car. No, he retired in the pits.
Oh, it's just yellow flag. Okay.
Yeah.
So what does Vapor Assassin do? What do you think?
I mean, his pace is still pretty good. Now he just doesn't have an advantage over Jer. So with Vapor's pace now neutralized by that wing, he instead of being faster than Jer, now he's about the same. So he just made his life 1,000 times more difficult, but I think he's going to stick it out to the end because he's still able to keep up with Jer, and he's able to stay ahead of Steinmeier. Tone put it in the fastest lap. So credit to Tone, he's still soldiering on. He's in 12th at the moment. He should be up a lot farther than that, but unfortunately he's way at the back of the pack as it stands.
He's going to go around the outside again.
Oh!
No room was left.
I don't know if that was Jer or if that was him just getting a little bit too late on the brakes. We saw that from Steinmeier's perspective just behind. Steinmeier had to lift off and get off the power to avoid him. He did ghost at the last second. I don't know that Jared did squeeze him into the wall. I don't believe so. I think Vapor Pass Assassin, he's got his left end plate gone, right? So I think that's going to affect your downforce when you're making right turns. And if you're trying to outbrake the guy with the lack of a wing, all of a sudden now you're understeering into the wall. I think he outbroke himself. I think.
Well, I'm sure we'll see some form of a clip later on.
Yeah, that'll definitely be checked out after the race. Yeah, I can expect that Vapor Pass Assassin feels that he wasn't given space. Jared will feel that he did give him space. Jared jumps into the pits, so not sure exactly what is happening there.
Wing damage.
Okay, so it looks like he's got wing damage. That puts Steinmeier up into second place so far.
What a fantastic job.
Great job
Great
so far.
drive by Steinmeier today.
But credit to FLR because he's just behind. Now let's go to Cali Rob. Cali Rob is battling hard for 7th with Axis, the Ferrari, and the Ferrari customer team. Alfa Romeo, who duking it out.
So I don't know if anybody else noticed, but Vapor Assassin is still in this race. And he's
oh, and Cali Rob's trying to make a move. They touch. And Cali Rob ended up getting a time penalty there.
Oh, and it looks like FaZe and Vapor made a little bit of contact.
No, it was FaZe? Oh boy.
No, it was FLR, excuse me.
Yeah, it was FLR, but credit to Passassin.
Oh,
and then he hits the wall. Yeah, but credit to Passassin. Yeah, credit to Passassin. He did give the position back to FLR when he realized he made that mistake there. So that's nice etiquette. You love to see that from the guys. But now he's just going to fall further and further back. He's trying to push that car, but the car doesn't have the grip. And he's going back into the pits. So FLR now finds himself 7 seconds behind Steinmeier, and Passassin decides to call it a day.
I don't agree with that. I believe you're still in a fairly good position. You need the points. Stay out there. You're still in the top 10.
You know what? It's their loss. I mean, if they just want to hang up the boots and call it a day, I think the rest of the guys will be happy to take the free positions.
Absolutely.
So let's see. Adri is in full control at the moment.
Also, to Cali Rob is very, very close to Axis.
Let's go on board with Cali Rob. Yeah, so it looks like Axis has got wing damage.
And also, too, is on the hard tire, whereas Cali Rob is on the medium.
And 16 laps old. I would say the advantage here is Cali Rob if he can get around, but can he get around?
Tough track. Cali Rob is definitely going to need a better exit out of a corner to have any attempt at making a pass.
So we will have 13 laps to go. After this lap. This is battle for 6th, still the closest battle on track at the moment. Axis, who is incredibly quick, but Cali Rob as well, incredibly quick. What do you think so far, T-Widow?
I think half of the field is missing.
Yeah, 6 cars missing. One, Tone is out.
Tone!
He decides to call it a day. So
what happened there?
I think he just got frustrated.
Did he retire in the pits, or is this going to be a safety car?
No, he did retire in the pits. So tough break for Tone. Not sure what to say to that one. He started near the front of the field, and just mistakes cost him.
This is quite strange for those retiring in the pits. There's only 9 drivers on the grid right now. Why?
Yeah, there's a lot of points still available, but again, everyone else will be very happy to take those. So
every point counts when it comes to the end.
It really does. Oh, and Axis tagging the wall a little bit.
And he's got a ghost. This is gonna
Cali Rob could have had the advantage there. Just couldn't quite get the car into the corner to take advantage of it the right way.
Yes.
So Tone has left the session, so he must be furious with himself today. Very unfortunate.
So the field's spreading out just a hair. Cali Rob and Axis is still the closest battle on track. Well, I take that back. Dace is actually making some time up on Cody Lewis. Calcis has left the session. Has he been gone? Yes.
So let's see. Baber, Passassen is furious. He's already talking to the press down in pit lane about not being happy. He will be filing some incident reports. We'll see what happens.
It looks like Tallyrod's going to make a move on Axis. Going the
wow, he gets around him. Just barely gets around him. So really great driving from both of these guys. So let's see who's got the advantage now. Now FaZe Bass is in a great spot because he is now on much fresher tires behind FLR. FLR is going to be doing a 27-lap stint. As it stands, FaZe Bass is going to be doing a 20-something lap stint, 21 or so. Advantage here to FaZe Bass, but can he get ahead of FLR? Because FLR is really quick. This is the closest battle on track, and it's for the last podium position. What do you think about that battle, Theodo?
Just now tuning on board, so they the bad thing is FaZe has the 3-second time penalty. So if he wants to keep that podium position, he's going to have to pull a 3-second gap out and make the pass.
The thing is also, he can push FLR to make a mistake as well and cut a corner. So he needs to keep applying the pressure. He needs to be ready to pounce as soon as an opening opens up. But the thing is, will one open up? That's the tricky thing. Can FLR be consistent enough to not give him an opportunity?
So FLR looking very composed.
Yep, FLR hitting all his marks, doing everything he needs to stay ahead. Meanwhile, let's check on the battle with Dace and Cody. Dace finds himself in 9th at the moment behind Cody. Cody on the hard tires. Let's go back to FaZe actually. It looks like he was going to make a move, but no, not quite.
So another thing to look at, FaZe on 12 lap old mediums and FLR on 18 lap old mediums. So
yeah, so the advantage you get to FaZe, I think in the next 4 laps or so, FLR's tires are really going to be going off the cliff. And if FaZe can stay with them, stay close, and be ready to pounce when his tires do go off, FaZe is kind of playing the long game here, thinking, all right, if I can stay with them for another 4 or 5 laps, I'm going to be able to take the position. Now, can FaZe be consistent enough to stay close for those 4 or 5 laps?
That's the question.
We're going to have to find out.
And also, too, Jer is going to slowly crawl into the mix.
Yeah, so Jer is getting himself back into it, and FaZe making a mistake there on the power. So these little minor mistakes are going to let FLR get away. It's given FLR a big enough gap that he can slow down with the older tires, and he'll still be ahead. Let's go back now.
It looks like he makes up a good bit of time.
He does. I'm gonna check on Dace. Dace is still battling with Cody. Cody tags the wall. Nowhere for Dace to go. So tough to pass here.
Not only is it tough to pass here, but if the car in front of you makes a mistake, bumps the wall, it could impact your race significantly.
Cody getting really squirrely. Oh, and Dace trying to make a move.
And it looks like FLR, FaZe, and Jer all on top of each other.
Yeah, so
this is the battle for P3.
The 3-way battle for P3. A menage a trois. What's going to happen here? Yeah, the guys have been asking for a menage a trois, and it finally came. I don't think this is what they were asking for, but their wish has been granted. FLR just ahead of FaZe Bass, who's just ahead of Jer. Advantage to Jer on the tires, so we'll see what can happen there. And Dace is trying to make a move. And he just doesn't quite have the drive. Yeah, he doesn't quite have the drive out of the corner.
Oh, and it looks like FaZe gives a little bit of a backside tap to FLR.
Let's go back to that battle. The battle's still going. FLR doing incredibly well to stay ahead. Let's go back to the battle with Dace. It looks like the leaders are catching up. Yeah, Adrian's now catching up to Cody, Lewis, and Days.
Actually picking up a 3-second time penalty.
Jared going to try to make a move down the inside.
Oh, yes he is. Doesn't quite have it though.
Doesn't quite have it. He's going to, does he try the switchback? He could have tried the switchback, but he committed to the outside. A little bit of contact. Yellow flag in sector 3. It looks like Cody Lewis, or is it Dace? No, Cody Lewis. Something happened.
Dace and Cody Lewis are switching positions back and forth.
Yeah, I think Cody Lewis lost it. I'm not sure. I can just see it from the track map. Let's check on his car, actually. I don't know what happened. He's in the pits. And he looks like, does he have a busted wing? He does. Unfortunate for Cody. So this battle for third, though, is still going. The guys have not held back one bit. It's been non-stop attack every single lap so far this race. Jared getting a better drive.
Yes. And I believe that's Jared's tires.
The advantage there.
Being
Much
pressure, yes.
Much better. When you put the power down with brand new tires, they will grip and they will.
Oh, he's gonna try to make a move on FLR.
Again, that's a tire advantage. And he's right there in the slipstream. Is he going to try and make a move into the chicane? Oh!
What was that?
The guys, I don't think it was intentional. The guys hooked into each other. Once the rear tire touches the front tire of someone else, the physics, you're just glued to each other. What is FLR doing here?
So it looks like FaZe is actually going to benefit from all this because both of them have broken wings.
They do. So FLR defending really hard. And what happened there? Now FaZe hits the back of him.
I think he tried to defend the inside or the outside.
What happened there?
Into the wall.
But why?
What about between FaZe and Bass?
FaZe, Bass, and Jared. All I saw was Jared getting tagged in the back.
No, FaZe was trying to go around the outside, and then Jared squeezed him into the wall.
Wow, I missed that. We're definitely gonna have to see a clip of that later.
So FaZe, with his non-broken wing, is going to have a great advantage.
But he's got to be careful here because FLR is entitled to take the racing line if they're not fully side by side. So what are the penalties here? I don't think FaZe doesn't. FaZe,
seconds, but FLR has a 5-second time penalty.
Right. So all he has to do is just stay behind him. Now the thing is, Jared's still right behind, and they have 5 laps still to go.
FLR just missing a huge chunk of his wing.
See, but FaZe should know that and should back off, but he doesn't, and now he's made contact. I don't think that's FLR intentionally trying to slow him down, but he's just got compromised performance. Jared now trying to make a move.
It's just a miracle that FaZe has not had any kind of wing damage. Oh!
Jared dives down the inside, makes the move. FLR is severely compromised.
FaZe just ran straight into the wall. and
So
still has no wing damage.
must have been sidewall contact. So once they cross the line here, they will still have 4 laps to go. We're watching what's happening ahead from the vantage point of FaZe.
FLR and Jair.
Jair, oh, again, I don't think that was intentional, but FLR bounced off the wall. Jair did set himself up well. You hate to see that happen to Jair, but I don't think that was intentional from FLR.
And I still believe that Jair, or FaZe, has no wing damage, even though he made contact.
I think you're right.
An 8-second time penalty to FLR. So it's really a battle between Jair and FaZe for the P3 position.
Yeah, now is Jair going to make a move?
I think if I was FaZe, I would sit back and let Jair and FLR take each other out at this point, with both having compromised wings.
Yeah, but even if you don't have a compromised wings, how do you get around? It's so hard.
That's what I'm saying. Let them take each other out. You notice in the next lap or two that they're not going to do it, then you have to make a move.
Jair making a move. FaZe trying to make a move. It doesn't quite get the power down. So this is where he's got to do a switchback and get on the power. There it is. But he doesn't get on the power cleanly enough. But he does go down the inside. But oh, and FLR, in that case, I would say he definitely did not give him enough space on the outside there. And now FaZe Bass is picking up a time penalty and getting into the back of FLR.
Not quite sure what to make of that.
I really don't myself. Now FaZe Bass has no end plates.
And I believe Cali Rob's going to be able to make some kind of a gap distance. Now there is only one lap, coming up to 1 lap left, but he is gaining a tremendous amount of time. And
FLR jumps into the pits.
Jumps into the pits.
Yeah. So Calirub now find himself in the mix.
Yes, absolutely.
And Dace and Axis are now having a fight. So this looks like it's going to be a 1, 2, and 3 for Adri, Steinmine, and Jair as it stands. FaZe Bass just outside of the top 3 spots. Calirub trying to chase him down. He's currently in 5th. And this great battle between Dace and Axis. And we are on the final lap. Now Dace is 12 seconds of penalties, whereas Axis has only got 6.
Yes.
Calirub picking up a time penalty. So nothing that he will do here will matter on FaZe.
There it is.
The rest of the guys are still, they're still finishing their last lap actually. So that's Calirub around FaZe Bass. But it's no matter to FaZe Bass because he just has to stay with them within 3 seconds.
That's right. Unless for some reason Calirub's able to make a 3-second gap, which would be very, very tough. Even though he has no wing damage of any kind, and FaZe has missing both of his end plates.
And Dace still behind Axis. but these guys are finished. So it's just Jer, Cali Rob, and FaZe Bass that need to still cross the finish line.
Cali Rob does pull off a 3-second gap, though.
Not quite. Not quite. He's 2.4 ahead. I think FaZe Bass.
That's right.
I think FaZe Bass was ahead.
Yep. What a crazy race.
Jeez. There goes driving the day to Cody Lewis, who's not even in the frame. That's really weird. Codemasters.
That was weird.
Gotta love him, Codemasters.
Yeah. What a race. Monaco never disappoints on Carnage.
Yeah, FaZe Bass not happy. So expect to see some incident reports from him. Congratulations to Adri. But Adri was not the man with the best pace today. It was actually Vapor Pass Assassin and Tone. But they're out of the top spots here. That was crazy. But well done to AG. That's first place for AG, second for Steinmine, third for Jared. Great recovery drive from Jared. Great job from Steinmine. FaZe Bass, Cali Rob, Axis, Dace, FLR, Cody, and Tone rounding out the top 10. Man, that was a crazy race.
Like I said, Monaco never disappoints on Carnage. So much action to cover today.
And unfortunately, it looks like the Stewart team is going to have a nice big old stack of incident reports to file through over the weekend.
I certainly hope somebody sent them their paychecks this week, 'cause they've got their time cut out for them.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone, thank you for tuning in. T-Widow, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And that's going to be it for the Monaco Grand Prix. Thanks, guys.